Do you think that there has been like a reluctance on the part of progressives to allow Democrats to go into like apolitical but like somewhat right-coded spaces in the past few years?
Uh, yeah. I mean, some of this is like, will Democrats go on Joe Rogan? And some of them clearly like don't want to. They're afraid that they're going to get pushback for it because Rogan has some beliefs that they disagree with. Some of it is because some of those shows don't want Democrats, and what I've heard from folks who have tried to book Democrats on those shows is that like they're first and foremost entertainment, right? They're selling ads, and Democrats aren't that fun, and that's a problem. Like, just as a larger cultural issue, is that Democrats are seen as scolds, and on a show that is ostensibly a comedy show that might occasionally bring on politicians, they're not going to bring on people who speak in talking points, and make a boring show.
Yeah, I find it very interesting that the left is not seen as fun these days. Because I do think that, like, obviously I condemn him totally, but I do think that Donald Trump is able to communicate the way that he communicates while exuding a greater sense of like fun and joy, which I think is like it's incredibly interesting. I think people often underestimate the extent to which his sense of joy is responsible for allowing people to like support him whenever he does reprehensible stuff. Do you think maybe, yeah, maybe like the left when it tries to react, it wants to like very seriously and I think accurately convey how toxic like right wingers and like right wing actions have become. But like in doing that, they've essentially been forced into like playing the role of a scold, and it makes them act less fun as a result. And like it ends up like perpetuating the idea that the right is more fun and the left is more like scoldish and more standoffish. I think that's very like a very interesting dynamic. Um,
Yeah, I think it's a larger problem. I think for the left is that like we're just not that fun at this, and we're not perceived as that fun right now.
do you think it's possible to like accurately oppose authoritarianism while still making it seem fun?
Sure. I mean, I think that there are lots of protest movements around the world that we've seen where people had a lot of fun. And I think that Democrats would do well, and the left more broadly would do well to study those and embrace what has worked in those places.